Hello and welcome to this special edition of India Today eMindRocks 2020. This time we go digital to reach almost everyone the way we've always done. The youth of the country always awaits this special show, and today we have a special guest, Papon. Angaraag Mahanta, not many know with this name, but he is a singer, a composer, a producer, a multi-instrumental expert is all you could call. Rooted in the folks, but also can sing on any pitch ever possible and will make your heart sing the same way. Welcome Papon on this special show. Once again, we are on eMindRocks this time. The distance doesn't matter till the time we're connected the way we are this time. How does it feel to be on the show?
It's kind of the same. When I hear your voice, it feels like eMindRocks, but it's obviously a little different. We are not sitting with so many people in a auditorium how it used to be, but it's nice to be back with India Today and eMindRocks.
But what has been different is the lockdown. How have you handled the COVID-19 crisis? What has been the most special about it?
Special, that's very interesting a question. Special is the time I have spent with my kids, actually, to be honest. Spending time with the family has been special. And so many things we have done, we wouldn't have done otherwise. We wouldn't have had the time to do this. So yeah, that's special. Otherwise, yeah, as I have become a lockdown specialist, how to deal with things at home and take care of the entire house while doing work and making music.
Papon, crisis creates and also promotes creativity somehow or the other, because it's always said that necessity is the mother of invention. How has it helped at all in making a little more creative than you've always been?
Well, it's not because of the crisis, maybe, I'm not very sure, but I think what this crisis has done to all of us, I think, collectively to almost all human beings, I think everyone's a little vulnerable right now because nobody really knows what's ahead. Vulnerability also brings people, down to the earth, closer to your own self, to your heart, opens up things to receive, because you're vulnerable. So you're not sure. So you are open to ideas. You're open to, holding on to other people's thoughts and their time, and you respect each other's space. So yeah, definitely this kind of, creates a space for the creative person to open up and do things just the way the heart wants, So I think it's exciting for creativity in a way.
What did you create during the crisis, this lockdown time?
I had to create many stories apart from music to tell to my children. But musically, yes, I mean, first couple of weeks just went figuring out how to take care of the entire house without any help at home. And data, as we got used to, we got the hang of it. So first song was an Assamese song I did. It's called Par Hoboye Khomoy, which means this too shall pass, this time will pass. And it was also because of lots of discussions I was having with all my friends over the phone. Obviously, people are stressed, people are a little worried, like where is it going to be, work, money, finance, everything, career. So I just figured out that, we needed to be healthy, we needed to be fit. You had to grow you had to build our immune system. That's what we were told. So I thought, if you're mentally not healthy, then you physically cannot. So it's better to, feel good, think good, be positive, and not think about what's ahead. Just let's think about what's now and do the best and do the most out of it. So that was what the song was about. And then I made many more songs.
You've been an icon to the youth. So how do you advise them to handle this crisis? These are testing times for sure.
I would say nobody knows an answer to that. Okay, to be really honest, nobody has an answer to that. Even the youth knows that. They're very smart and very intelligent. They also know that, I think they're better off than us. They don't have that kind of worry. They're not conditioned to worry so much. They are in their youth of life, which is not to worry, But the only thing they would worry about is their career, maybe, how maybe someone was just about to, do something good in life, something maybe had opened up, and suddenly everything just, went shut, and then I'm sure some of them would be worried, now what? But I would say just maybe a year or whatever time it is. It has never happened before, in your lifetime. So just take it differently. What best can you do is what you can do, right? And what you should do. And that's what you are doing, I think. You're spending time with your family, you're rethinking about what are the possibilities, what could the future be like, become future ready, work on your health. If you have ideas, work on them now. This is a time you're getting so much time which you'll never get. So I think this is the way you have to handle it, I guess.
What one thing did you do that you loved and you realized that this too was a side of you?
Well, many things actually. I don't really remember, but good thing was the whole picture that we could,
Go ahead.
Shweta and I could just do everything on our own, and it just felt so good, and we felt so much more confident and good about it. We are still doing that as a unit, as a family. Whoever's home, we are doing our bit. I have done everything from cutting hair, like my son's. I'm doing his hair to like becoming a barber, to a gardener, to a mopping person, to a cooking assistant, sometimes cooking. Everything. I don't know. I cannot think of one thing, but yes, done everything I had done in my college days when I was staying in like a hostel situation in Delhi.
The youth has always been known for following you on what you do. What would you advise them to go ahead? Is it only follow the passion? Because money is important at a time when you've been blessed enough to have a DNA of singers. Not many have that side. How do you ask them, how do you advise them to handle this entire episode of life?
I think by now we are all kind of getting used to, uh, hanging out with uncertainty. We all know that now. Nobody is sure about what's going to happen. But everyone is positive. All my fans, as you said, what should I tell them? They already got the message. I have been, seeing their messages, and they've been so happy. They've been saying, thank you for making us positive. Thank you for being so positive, they're saying, and they are also feeling the positivity. It's just that you have to be positive. Nothing you can do about the money side of it right now. We are all going through a crisis at our own, I'm sure, level of whatever, how you survive on this, on this planet, cities, towns, wherever we are feeling the crisis of the money crisis, but we'll find a way. We cannot panic. We shouldn't panic. There's no way, as I told you before, that there's no point thinking about what will happen when that will happen. That will happen and we'll see. As of now, we can't do anything about it. So just, stay positive, and then, only when you're mentally at ease and you're calm is when you can take correct decisions. If you need to take a decision about something at a juncture, you have to be very, stable in your mind and happy to make a right decision. If you're disturbed, you'll make a wrong decision. So why do that? That's the best you can do, I think.
One thing everyone has always asked is, how does Papon bust his stress? How do you do that? Because not always singing a sad song is feeling sad, or is it the stress that sometimes takes over also? That's a natural emotion.
I don't know. I see everyone gets stress. Obviously, stress will come to you, but somehow I don't know how I have handled it. Actually, nobody's asked me this, but I think I haven't. I think, see, there's stress. It can come to you, but the problem is if you keep stressing, if you hold on to stress for a longer time, stress can come. You just have to let it go. It comes to you. You think like, okay, I can't do anything about it. Go aside. But if you hold on to stress, I think that's what I do. I don't. If anything comes, a worry comes to me, I think I'm like, okay, let it be. I can't do anything about it. If I hold on to it, if I keep digging it, that's when I'll, go deep into a little darker negative zone. So that's how I do it. I think I just say, see you another time to stress.
So Papan, what do you enjoy more? Playback singing or stage performances with loud cheer and claps?
Both, actually. I mean, in the studio is when not just playback, when I'm making my own music, which is not for films. That's the best moment because you're creating something, you're bringing in something new to the world. And obviously, I think a little bit of more points goes to stage because you can share the same song and with people, and people energy is something else. It's so much love there, so much of good vibes and energy, and you just it's so lovely. Actually, both the sides I love, but yeah, maybe live shows is definitely what I'm missing right now. So maybe that more right now.
What did you miss the most during the lockdown? What was one thing or maybe two, three things that you were like, कि काश ऐसा हो जाता?
मैं सबसे ज़्यादा I think I've been missing the mountains actually. That is the only thing I'm missing. I'm happy to be with my family, home with the kids, first time spending time doing some music with them for the first time, which never had happened before this lockdown ever with my kids. But I'm definitely one thing. The day I can move, I'll straight away run to the mountains. I need to go to the forest. I think that is my medicine. That keeps me sane. That's my oxygen. That's everything for me. Actually, it's more than music. I need forest, and that's definitely what I'm missing. So.
You've been very passionate about environment, and in the context of COVID-19 or the crisis, how do you see it, and what are the efforts that you have put in?
That's because I love trees. That's because I love looking at them making music. I love when the leaves fall, move, fly. I love the breeze. So yeah, I love forest. That's about it. And it's if you're saying COVID wise now, it's actually I think the nature is actually smiling. Nature is actually looking much better with all the machineries and all the human inventions. Polluting human inventions being at bay. So I think nature is really smiling. If you see the skies now these days, it's like I have never seen Mumbai sky this blue ever. I don't think anyone has. I've been just clicking pictures every day on Instagram and Facebook, and I've been just talking about the nature because it's looking so good right now. So imagine if we can shut down for 3 months, if this can happen. I wish we had more nature friendly cities. I wish we had more cycling tracks. I wish we had more, that way we could have functioned a bit more consciously. I really wish. I don't know if that's possible.
You're talking about nature. You've been an inspiration to millions of youths of the country and the world. But what kind of music inspires you?
All kinds, actually. If you have seen, I don't know how, looking at how I was brought up with the parents doing folk music and, that kind of music from there. Brought up in northeast of India, which is a lot of rock, blues, coming to Delhi to study, getting exposed to electronic music. So yeah, I love jazz. It's very difficult to say what I love, but I love a lot of electronic music actually. That could be one, though I'm known to have a love for and sing ghazals since very early in my life. But yeah, that's also there. It's very difficult to say. It's just good music, I guess. That's all I can say.
From Northeast and traveling to Delhi, then Mumbai, the entire brigade of making a mark and your own personality the way you are today. Almost 2 decades of the entire episodes that we've seen. One thing about Bollywood that you would like to tell people to do or not to do, or maybe your experiences with it?
Well, it's been a very interesting space for me, the journey all the way. I never had a journey, firstly, and I never had a plan ever in my life to become a playback singer. I never thought can become one. I never thought I'd become a musician, firstly, because there's so much music at home. I think I took it for granted. I went to Delhi for architecture, as we have discussed maybe before. Then I picked up music because I figured that I was not good at anything else, and I figured, okay, so maybe music, I can do music, maybe. So it took me a while. It was not like anybody like young, like lots of the playback singer musicians were from childhood, they listen to playback music. They want to do playback music. They have a plan. I didn't have any. So I still don't have any plans. So I just landed up in Bollywood somehow. So I also did different songs because my voice was different, I guess.
Star.
And no, I just went on. I don't know. I still don't know when another song's going to come or not, really. I just don't know. I just been lucky to get good songs. I have been selective and, choosy about what I do because I never believed in numbers and I wanted to give 100% and shine in whatever I do and maybe just a bit of work. So that's what's happened to me, I guess. And so I still belong to Bollywood. I don't know. So I've been around. I've been getting some songs I sing now and then. And for me, it's not Bollywood. It's another musician calling me, asking me to sing a song. If I connect to the song I sing, and I learn in the process when I sing someone else's music. I learn few things I wouldn't do in my music. It's just about music. It's been like that for me. So I never had a plan. I still don't know. So I'm not the best person to give you a picture about Bollywood, I guess.
Well, God has a plan for you for sure. But here's a question from Nimish in Galgotia's University. And the question is, that's a viewer question that we're taking. The songs from late 90s versus songs of 20s. Don't you think the songs have lost their emotional connect along its way?
Well, I wouldn't say that, Nimish. I mean, it depends on what you are listening to. What's happening is there's always good music and bad music, I would say. What happens now maybe is that there's so much demand for music. There's so much of music business that people are working like a job for music. When you're making too much music and you don't let nature come through you, because you are just a medium, you have to understand that. Music is a story in tune of your mood. It's a reflection of your mood. So if you don't have a mood and someone's telling you to make music and you have to deliver, I think that's a lot of what's happening. Like if you keep on churning out music so much, then it's natural that a lot of the music could be just music, as in terms of notes and beats. It won't have the heart. The heart only happens when it happens. So that too happens now. It's not that it doesn't. It's just that there's so much music out there now coming towards you that you don't know what to pick. But if you really look back, you can immediately think of 10 good songs in 20s and you'll feel good. That's good enough. If you have 10 good songs which can make you cry or smile. So that could be the reason, I think. I don't know. That's my perception.
Papon, this one is a tricky one from me. Where is Papon's heart? Papon का दिल कहाँ है?
Shoulder के नीचे, छाती के थोड़ा ऊपर,
the other way,
थोड़ा left side में. Well, where's my heart?
You're sounding scientific instead of melodious.
Yeah, I know. I'm very shallow. My USP is being shallow. I love being shallow with my friends, and I'm taking you as a friend. And all my fans who are watching, if they are, I like this little fun side. But heart is where the heart should be, I guess. I hope that my heart is in the right place. I don't know how to answer that question.
This is from Komal Rathid from Delhi University. How badly has Assamese film industry been affected by this corona impact, and will it be able to survive post the COVID-19 pandemic? That's a serious one.
Well, see, it's serious, but we cannot be serious about seriousness, right? So I guess, it's not just Assamese industry, film industry. It's all everywhere. Everything has been, badly hit. We all know that. So we should only now see. That's how I am. I have always been very optimistic, very positive. That's how I live. I don't want to see the other side of the coin most of the time, because I know that also exists, and we can get attracted or sucked in by dark and negative thoughts. So this is a time we have time to think. Where was anything and everything heading? If we were in too much of a hurry, where we, the speed of change, that change which was happening every year, change is inevitable. But was the speed too much? Should we have stopped a bit and enjoy every bit of it slowly and move on? So there's so many ways we can look at things now. We have time. If anything went wrong with any industry, film industry, Assamese film industry, or anything's going wrong right now, then I hope people are more serious and do much more meaningful stuff after this is over, because everything gets over. Nothing lasts forever. All of these things. So this will get over. We know that. But are we going to be a little different? Have we learned anything from here? We have survived this long, it feels long now, long dark phase, which will be, if you look back in time, we'll see that this was very short, maybe, I hope. So have we picked up anything from here that, we shouldn't just hang around, we shouldn't just keep churning out things because we have to, but be more meaningful, value it more? We should learn from here. Maybe this is a time to learn and what to do in future and what not to. I think we can just look at it like that.
You've been involved in a lot of philanthropic activities also. Anything specific that you did and you would like to share with us?
There's nothing specific. I mean, whatever I feel for and I am able to in that moment, I do. Sometimes you feel like doing so many things you cannot. Either you don't have the money, either you're not in the right place, either you don't have enough information or the time. So whichever way, I just do when few things fall in place and I am able to do something, I do then. And during the lockdown, I have definitely, from the beginning, I have been feeling like doing something for people in misery. You see, you have to understand that, a lot of artists are doing things. They're also going through something, themselves. We are also all going through something, but you cannot break down. So you have to give to someone. So you get, in terms of if you give positivity and smiles come back to you, that's a good thing to do. So I've done a lot, and you must have seen on TV, wherever, internet, whatever I could. And I don't remember anything specific, but I've done whatever I could.
Very optimistic about days to come and the future. Would like you to drive through a song and express maybe back-to-back 2 songs and how to go ahead in the days to come. मोह के धागे के बिना नहीं जाने देंगे.
हाँ, उन धागों ने तो ऐसे बांध लिया मुझे, अब उससे निकलना तो मुश्किल ही है.
Thank you, Papon, for joining us on India Today and of course driving us through on the entire episodes, the lifestyle and the lessons that you've learned during COVID-19. These are testing times. Of course, no one wants to be tested positive. You all want to be tested negative, but the only reason is that the highest spirit during this time is to stay positive. Thank you for joining and tuning in to the India Today eMindRocks 2020. Stay tuned on India Today.